Another day, another toy. This is the TIG205Pro from ArcCaptain. This is an all-in-one TIG welder and stick welder that comes in at a price point of $359.99. And I'm just saying, if you're impressed with this thing at the end of the video, you can get 10% off of your entire order at ArcCaptain if you use our code CoopsHouse. Do with that information what you will. So as I was saying, this is a TIG welder and also a stick welder. So for whatever reason, ArcCaptain valued my opinion enough that they sent me this thing to check out, see what I thought, so that I could share it with you guys. And in all honesty, I'm not a TIG welder at all. I have never tried it a day in my life, but I have a buddy who has. So what I've decided to do is go ahead and try this machine out here at the house as best I can, see what I can do with it, with the TIG side as well as the stick welding side, and then we're gonna load this thing up and take it over to his shop so that he can TIG weld with it on the Danger Ranger roll cage so we can get his opinion because he's a real fabricator. But right off the rip, first thing I can tell you guys, this thing is super, super light and it'll be very, very easy to carry around, and it's also pretty convenient because it's your TIG welder and your stick welder all in one, and it works on 220 or 110. So you can use it in your home garage, in your shop, if it's wired for 220, or pretty much wherever you want to use it because it's light, works on 110, so that makes it pretty portable. But my shop is wired for 220, so I've got it wired into my welder plug, got it set up here on my little makeshift table. So we're going to get a couple things out, do some welding with it, and then we're going to take it over to Chris, see what he thinks, and that will be the true verdict on the ArcCaptain TIG205Pro. All right, so for those who have watched our channel, you know that we pretty much focus on more restoration and paint and body than we do fabrication or anything like that. Though we are trying to get into a little more of that, that is pretty much our focus. And whenever I was talking to the rep over at ArcCaptain, he was like, dude, this machine is going to be absolutely perfect for that because it has a couple of different settings on the TIG side. It has a regular TIG where basically it's an arc start. So basically you strike it to get it started or whatever. But it also has a cold welding function, which I was it didn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but he kind of explained it. He was like, it pretty much makes it to pulse so that you can weld thinner metal, basically like replacing quarter panels or things like that. You can weld that on the cold welding function and keeps the temperature low, so that way you don't have any overheating issues with the metal, which causes warpage, which makes you have to do more body work and all of that stuff. So I'm going to try that out also. So what my game plan is, I've got a couple of different things here that I'm going to do some welding on. I've got a set of lawnmower blades because obviously they're a little bit thicker, and that'll be a good candidate for us to try out the TIG weld and also break out the stick welder and try that. But we have two pieces of a floor pan that I cut out of a C10 that we're going to try the cold welding function on, which I'm pretty excited to check out because if that works out and I'm able to figure out how to actually TIG weld, the cold welding function is going to be a game changer because we've MIG welded those in the past, and we've done a lot of it, but that stuff just gets so hot and it takes so long because you have to spot weld it and then move down and then spot weld it and move down. And basically you have to stitch it in place, and it just takes absolutely forever doing it that way. So if we could cold weld this stuff in place and it keeps the temperature down the way that they explained that it would, be an absolute game changer as far as putting quarter panels and things like that in. It would just make things so much faster. So I'm pretty excited to check that out, but we've got our TIG gun all set up. We've got 3 30-seconds tungsten. We're using purple. It's not what was included with the machine. They sent a little piece, but a buddy of mine recommended purple, so we're going with purple. I've got that. We also have a number 6 welding cup. He also said that he's not a fan of those. He prefers a 16, but I don't have any of those on hand, so I've got those ordered. They're on the way. So that's what we're working with, a 3 30-second tungsten, 100% argon gas, and also a number 6 welding cup. So I'm going to get all this set up. I'm pretty excited to try this and see how it works out, and I'm hoping things go well. Like I said, I've never TIG welded before. I've watched some videos. So we're going to just hope for the best, and we're going to see how this is going to turn out. All right, so everything is set up and ready to go. Well, my game plan is I'm going to go ahead and try out some TIG welding over here on the thicker metal first. We're going to move over to the thinner metal to simulate our quarter panels, things like that, and see how that goes. I'm going to try it on both settings. I'm going to try it on the first setting, which is regular TIG, and I'm going to try it on the cold weld on the thin metal. I'm not going to do that on the thick metal. I'll do it on the thin metal. We'll see how that plays out. I want to try that first before I move over to stick, because whenever my confidence gets crushed on the TIG welding side, I want to be able to bring it back on the stick welding. So we'll do that second. And I actually have something good to compare that to, because I have some experience with another stick welder. So we're going to go ahead, get some TIG welding done, and we're going to hope for the best, because I'm not confident in this, like, at all. Okay, I was gonna go through both tests before I showed you this, but I'm super proud of myself, to be honest with you. So, not bad for a first timer on some lawnmower blades. I'm pretty thrilled with that. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys that real quick. I like this machine already. I really like this machine. I just do. I'm not bragging, but check out those dimes, bro. Disregard that part. I had the heat way too hot. But check that out, man. Those are TIG welded together. Who says you can't learn from YouTube, man? I've watched some YouTube videos and talked to some people that have TIG welded before, and we kind of figured it out, but that's not bad at all. So one thing I do figure out, so there's a 2T and a 4T, and I think the 2T is basically like it only welds when you hold the trigger. If you set it to 4T, you have to press the trigger to turn it on and then press the trigger to turn it off, and I think that's kind of where we're at with that. But I'm actually genuinely impressed with that. I feel like I could TIG weld the world. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and try this thin metal before I get too excited, because that stuff's pretty thick, so it's pretty forgiving. But that's impressive. I really like that a lot. So we're going to move over to this other stuff, see what it looks like. Hopefully it turns out just as good, but, you know, it's pretty thin, so I don't really know. We'll find out. All right, thin metal's a confidence crusher, so definitely have to figure out the settings on that. Did not turn out as well, and I also think that part of the problem is because I've got this, pretty sure this is 1/8 inch rod, so it might be a little much. So, show you guys what that looks like, and then I'm gonna clean off my tungsten. I'm gonna try out the cold welding function on that thin metal. I was able to keep quite a bit of heat out of it, actually. This thing's, it's really not that hot. I can still touch it, but obviously we didn't do a whole lot of welding on it either. But I'll show you guys what this looks like, just because it's absolutely terrible. And I want you guys to know that I really am not a TIG welder. So I'm gonna show you guys what this looks like, and hopefully we can improve with the cold welding function. So we went from feeling good on the thick metal over here to the thin metal, and your boy's struggling. But like I said, hopefully it's because that is so thick. If I had 16th inch rod, which I'm gonna order some, I'd probably be better off. But I mean, it's held together, so there's that, I guess. But anyway, I'm gonna go clean off my tungsten because I made a mess of that, and then we're gonna try out the cold welding function, see what that does, and then we'll try out our stick welder. All right, so we're gonna go over to the machine. We're gonna hit that right there. So there is our cold TIG function. So we're gonna try that, and what this is gonna do, this is gonna pulse. So it's gonna be, I guess, high voltage, low voltage, high voltage, low voltage, and it's gonna keep some of the temperature out of our thin metal, so that way we don't have as much warpage and things like that. Really wish I had some thinner rod, maybe some 16th inch or something like that, but this is either 3/32 or 1/8 inch, and I think it's 1/8 inch, so it definitely is less than ideal for the thin metal, which is what I'm learning. So it was perfect for that, not so much for that. Okay, so no improvement as far as my welds go, but I will say that is kind of a cool function, and what I noticed on that one is you do have to hold the trigger the whole time you're actually welding for it to work. It's not an on and then an off, so that works out pretty well. And I will say, not terribly hot, pretty warm, but I don't think it's hot enough that it would actually warp the metal. Not as hot as it would be if you were MIG welding it. So sure enough, an improvement over that, and I actually held the heat to it for quite a while. So a little bit thinner rod, I think I would be in a lot better shape, but it's really struggling to melt that rod once I turn the heat down enough that it's not just absolutely blowing through the thinner metal. But that being said, it's time to reboost my confidence, because the thin metal kind of hurt a little bit. But anyway, so over here, I've got my papa's old Lincoln stick welder that I have used for years, and that was one of the things that I learned how to weld on whenever I was in high school. We were messing around building trailers and kind of just whatever we were doing, that was what I had to weld with. So that was what I used. So I do have some experience with a stick welder, which is why I'm going to go ahead and move to the stick function of the TIG205 Pro. We're going to see how that plays out. I'm going to try it on the back side of these blades. I know we already welded those, but we can at least see kind of how it works. We're going to go ahead and break out the stick welder portion of this. We'll get a stick put in it. We're going to go ahead and get this thing fired off and see how it welds in comparison to my Lincoln. I may go ahead and plug that thing in as well and just go ahead and do a quick pass with that. We'll compare the two, see how they do, and then hopefully it all works out. But again, as far as TIG welding goes, I have no experience whatsoever. So for me, this thing works pretty well, and it's something that I'll be able to learn on. And if you're learning to TIG weld or you're going to get into it, this is probably a good way to go because the machine comes in at $359. And I looked at the website a few minutes ago. They have a sale going right now, and it's down to like $225. And it can be combined with our discount code. So it's like it's 21% off right now. You add our 10%, you get 31% off of your entire order or that machine or whatever. So kind of a sick deal. Great trade-off, if you ask me. So run over, get one of these if you're looking to TIG weld. We're going to find out how the stick weld portion of it works, and then we'll see what my buddy Chris thinks about it. So we're going to go do some stick welding, and we're going to hope that it is comparable to the Lincoln. All right, there's the ArcCaptain leads. There's the Lincoln leads. There's the Lincoln machine. There's our ArcCaptain machine. So what I'm going to do is I have two brand new sticks that we're going to put in each machine. So each one is, we're not reusing a stick in one machine, So everything is the same across the board. Going to make sure my settings are pretty much the same on this one as they are on this one. So that way we can weld our lawnmower blades and see how things turn out. All right, so what I've decided to do is I've got my Lincoln plugged in, turned on, and I've got it set to 120 amps. So we're going to use the Lincoln first because everybody knows that Lincoln is proven, tried, and true. So we're going to go ahead and make a quick pass with our Lincoln leads, and then we'll swap over. We'll set the ArcCaptain to the same settings. If it'll go there, I got to double check. But if it'll go there, we're going to set it to the same settings. Then we're going to do a pass with that. And then we're going to compare the two and see how things look. There is our pass with the Lincoln welder. Pretty decent. I really am hoping that this thing is comparable to the Lincoln. Because again, Lincoln is tried and true. It's been around for years. Everybody knows Lincoln. So we see what it did there. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to grab the old ArcCaptain. We're going to do about the same thing. And we're going to see how these two compare. All right, well, there is our Lincoln weld. There is our ArcCaptain weld. And I think the Lincoln looks a little bit better, but that could have just been a me thing. But honestly, that doesn't look horrible. So honestly, the ArcCaptain's a pretty sick little welder. Again, I'm no fabricator. I'm no certified welder, anything like that. Everything that I know or have done, I have figured out pretty much on my own, in my own shop. So in comparison, though, I think, honestly, at a price point of $350, if you paid full price for the ArcCaptain machine, I don't think there's anything you can argue there because that machine right there, that Lincoln, is a very, very expensive machine, or it was back in the day when my papa bought it. It was very expensive. So whenever you compare the two, you get two welders in one with the ArcCaptain machine right here. I'm genuinely impressed with it. If I could TIG weld with it and could make it work the way that I did, I know somebody with some experience could really, really make this thing perform the way that it is supposed to perform. Speaking of people who can make this thing perform like it's supposed to perform, we're going to load this thing up. We're going to take it over to my buddy Chris. We're going to let him use it. We're working on the Danger Ranger and trying to get the roll cage put in that. So I'm going to take it over there. He's going to do a little bit of TIG welding with it on the roll cage for the Danger Ranger. We're going to see how things look. We'll get back here. We'll talk about it. And then this is going to tell the actual tale of how this thing is, how well this thing works, of what this machine is made of, and if it's actually worth the money. All right, well, we got the TIG205Pro set up. What do you think just off of setup and kind of messing with it a little bit?
So it's different, but so far it welds great.
Yeah. See if we can get a little picture of it right there. I mean, would you say it's worth the price on the website?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. The control is a little bit odd. You did say something about that.
Yeah, the control, it's just, it's just different. I'm just not used to it. It's, you have to double tap it. Like, you don't hold it to weld and then let off. You have to tap it and then retap it.
So you tap it to start and then tap it to stop.
Yeah.
But as you're welding, you just kind of just let it do its thing.
Yeah, you just touch it and then let it go in. Now, I guess for like fatigue, maybe it's better because you don't have to hold your trigger.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and finish welding this thing out, and we'll give you the final verdict after we finish out the cage on the old Danger Ranger. Well, guys, you heard it from the man himself. Chris said that this machine is absolutely worth $350. You saw the welds that he was able to put down with this thing on the roll cage. And the Danger Ranger, again, I've got a lot to learn, but that man's been welding for a long time. He does a lot of custom work, a lot of custom fabrication. And if he says that this TIG machine is worth $350, this TIG machine is worth $350. So again, for me, I am genuinely impressed with this machine. It is super light, super portable. It's a TIG welder and a stick welder in one. So you get two welders for less than you would pay for one welder. And it works really well, as we proved here in my shop and we proved at Chris's shop. So definitely worth the money. If I were you and I was looking to get into this, I was looking for a small machine that would do a lot of things, I would run over to ArcCaptain.com. I would take advantage of the sale that they have going right now. I would also enter the Coops House discount code, which is Coops House. You can get 10% off plus what they already have marked off on the website. You can combine those discounts and you can get even more off on this machine. So it is definitely a beginner-friendly machine because, again, I'm a beginner. I was able to make it work. I've got a lot to learn, but I'll make it work better. But definitely worth it. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you check out that one right there because YouTube thinks it'll be the best thing for you to watch next. And hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything. We'll catch you on the next one. Deuces.